Hey guys, it's Lauren. If you need help with any writing tips or refilling your creative well, you have come to the right place, as I am a blind author. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the Authortube tag. Authortube's in the trenches, and I originally saw this on Colin Clark Author channel. He did the video, and he's explaining how he found the tag on a channel that's no longer on YouTube, and I have the link for that in the description down below.
First question is, do you have a sweetheart, novel, poetry, short story, etc. that made you a serious writer?
So my debut novel I wrote with Nicole, and we co-wrote it together, is Hunted, The Mortal Kiss, and it's the first book in the Hunted series. And I feel like that's near and dear to my heart because it's always fun writing with Nicole.
Aww.
And it was the first full-length novel that I can actually say that I finished writing and that I was able to publish it to Amazon and Kindle. And I learned a lot in the process. And I think once you get over that hurdle of finishing a full-length novel, it's still there of that imposter syndrome, thinking that I can't do it. But I mean, you wrote a book from conception to publication. Who's to say that you are not a writer? And that's not to say that should define your status as a writer, but I feel like that should be an indication of a serious writer, that you were able to finish a project.
Next question. This is why I was laughing. Do you plan to work on a serious length novel?
Oh, I already answered the question.
That's why I was laughing.
But, I mean, I would say right now that we are editing book 2 of Hunted, called Legacies in Blood. But also, I started redrafting another contemporary novel that I had written. And so I feel like both answers could answer the question. But it's definitely harder trying to rewrite and reconstruct a novel that you wrote, and you realize that there were holes in the story or characters that weren't fully developed, and you're trying to rewrite it, and it's like, no, don't go down that way. You went that way, it didn't work. Try to go the other way. And then editing is always not fun, but necessary because it's only going to make it work better. It's just a very long, tedious process.
Next question. Thoughts about mixed projects?
So, according to the question, a mixed project can be short story with poem, or short stories and longer pieces of fiction. But when I saw the question, what popped into my head were anthologies, because anthologies could be a cool idea of collecting poem, short stories, longer novels, art. And speaking of anthologies, I am still looking for submissions. The anthology is called Realm of Enchantments, and I'm looking for art, poems, short stories, or longer stories less than 5,000 words, and it can be about fantasy or mythical creatures. And the deadline for submissions is April 1st, 2022.
Next question. Where do you see yourself being published in 10 years?
Well, I guess in 10 years' time, it would be cool if we were able to successfully launch our own publishing company through the Emblem of Enchanting Tales, since that was the vision I had for it when we came up with it.
Right, that's also why we have the website, right?
Yes. And it would be also cool to have more books published under our belt. I mean, that's what everybody wants. But the scroll. I think it would be really cool if any of our books were adapted to another medium, like a play or a movie or a TV series.
Yeah, so far, Hunted is the one I think of. Face Revenge not be one, but well, we have to write it first. Next question. If you could have one booktuber review your book, who would it be?
Ooh. So, even though Tori usually reads Victorian literature, I do like the way that she reviews books. They're very honest, and even when it seems like she doesn't like a book, she'll still point out something positive about the book. And her channel is Hufflepuff Discovery. So, I think it'd be cool if she were to review the book, even though, like I said, she leans more towards Victorian books, but she has read fantasy books.
Next question. Author spats are stuff of legend. What author would you want to fight?
See, I'm a lover, not a fighter. Even though Bubble can be hardcore. But I mean, there are some books I read, and I'm just like, I would like to pick the author's brain and see like what inspired them and how they went with researching, especially with Melissa Marr's books about the fairy courts and how much research she did, because it doesn't seem like a lot of the books are very info dumped. It's very like character driven, and it's interesting because sometimes when books have characters based off of mythology or legend, it seems like there is either they do their own thing, which we saw in Twilight. Boo. Or they focus more heavily on the research that they found, and it's more info dumping.
Next question. Do you belong to a writer's group?
So I would say for the longest time, I felt like I didn't really belong to a writing group or was able to click well with other writers on Authortube. But after meeting Barrett and being a part of the critique group live videos and connecting with other authors that he's interviewed, I feel like I have met a wonderful group of fellow writers and poets.
Next question. Favorite writing style?
So obviously, traditionally, I like to write contemporary or paranormal romance and in fantasy. And I feel like some of the themes that come up in my writing are friendship and adversity. I have not yet tackled my disability in any writing projects.
On the list?
It is on the list, but I feel like when I go to tackle this project, I'm either gonna hit a wall, I'm gonna procrastinate, or there's just gonna be a lot of tears.
I thought there's 2 books series on the list that have to do with our blindness.
Yeah. So it's like making up for not writing about that theme for all that time. It's like, hey, you got a bunch of stuff. Here you go, and here you go. It's just hard to dredge up past experiences, past traumas, and channel that in your writing.
Next question. Least favorite writing styles?
So, I would say trying to write mystery, because I would give away the MacGuffin like in the second chapter.
Write the second sentence.
I'm not very good at foreshadowing. I'm not a patient person either, so that's probably why. But I would say it would go with that would be cozy mysteries or romance. Like, I don't mind romance being the subplot, and I feel like I do that a lot with paranormal and fantasy writing, but I just don't see how it can be the forefront of the story. So I would say some of the topics in writing that make me uncomfortable, and I probably wouldn't be able to write about it, would be about domestic violence and probably slavery, or like going back to not wanting to write erotica, the dom sub type relationships that I see in some books. That's kind of unnerving. I'm not judging. If that's what you like, that's what you like. Just
You're like saying like dominance, bondage, all that stuff. You're like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, I can read it, but I don't like writing about it. It just, either I'll be uncomfortable or I'll just start laughing like a child. Probably more the latter, but then nothing will get written. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tag. If you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe and hit the bell icon for future videos and live streams. Find a way to be creative today. Until next video, see you next time.